Good morning, Lil. How are you today?
Good morning. Great, thanks.
It's my good friend Lil from CMHA, and we're going to talk today, like we do every month, about different situations in mental health. And today, Lil, I know we've talked about this a lot, but I wrote a piece last month in the Hub, and it was called Glory Days, and it was a reflection piece on people, and we all do it. We still remember that day when we were 18, 19, that hockey game, that math test you aced, or whatever, that college you graduation. But we always go back and want to live those days. And my point was that that's not a bad thing, but take that energy or take that commitment that you made at that time, step it forward into today's society and use it again to further develop yourself to take on new challenges. The
Mhm.
part I didn't really think about on the whole other spectrum of this is someone that maybe suffered a deep trauma early in life. And, it's a long road to get through that, but that trauma can reemerge later on in life, can it not?
Yes, absolutely. Triggers and, memories of trauma pretty well is a lifelong type of thing that will pop up now and then. Therapy does help deal with the memories and the triggers and all that. But, the skills how to deal with the trigger and unwanted memories is something that needs to be learned as well through therapy, so that when you have those memories or those triggers, you know how to move forward and move past them and deal with them.
And you and I have talked in the past, and this is something else I wanted to get you to reiterate was if you had that trauma, it can lead to other secondary mental health disorders, correct?
For sure, depression and anxiety comes along with trauma, right? Unresolved trauma definitely is long-term depression and anxiety. Getting that therapy that you need helps with those symptoms as well, though, because it teaches you, provides you with the skills to get past that, which is very important, or else you will keep having these intrusive thoughts and not having skills to deal with them.
Is therapy like, and I get where you're going with this and I totally agree with you. Um, Therapy takes time, right? Like, I mean,
Absolutely.
obviously to get in, but once you're in,
Yeah.
it's a. Can we talk about that for a second? Is it like an unloading? Is it just sort of perspective based? Like, what is therapy really?
Well, therapy is unique for everyone, right? I can't, exactly explain how it would be for everyone, but it certainly is a safe space where you can talk about what is going on with you, what your challenges have been. And, it's probably a very good space because maybe this is the only time that you're able to talk about and unload and unpack. And your counselor, your therapist will help you move forward and get through the issues. But it does take time because it is small steps and it is one issue at a time, right? So that you can resolve one issue and move on to the next one, and definitely a slow unpacking at your own pace. Yeah.
I never even thought about that, but it is an accumulation over the years, right? Because you're
Hmm.
layering it, aren't you?
Absolutely.
You almost become, you protect yourself from it,
Yes, yes. And you develop your own coping skills, which may not necessarily be healthy.
right? There you go.
Yeah.
I know we talked about this in the past, and I'm going to bring it back up because one of the things that I like that you told me about that you guys have is your group programs
Hmm.
where
Hmm.
people can actually, maybe you're going through something similar that I went through, and that conversation can be had in a safe place, right, with other folks.
Absolutely. We have a mental health and wellness program that runs every Monday. And it is, we talk about that because mental health and wellness is a very general topic. And basically, it's the opportunity in a safe space and in a group environment where people may be living with the same issues or, situations that you have gone through. So it's really good to get that peer support as well.
And you and I talked before about trauma and and post traumatic, which is kind of what we're talking about here today.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't want to leave the impression that it's you go through these things, but you and I each know folks that have sort of come out the other side and made it a took the negative and made it a positive. And I want to
Mhm.
just emphasize that there is you can meet these challenges, and with CMHA's help or therapy help, you can move on, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. That's what we're here for. That's what therapists do. We all have that hope that recovery is very possible, and it's a two-way street, right? You need to move forward with what's going on in your life, and we will assist, and therapists will assist with helping you move forward in your life as well. So, absolutely, that's what we're all about. Recovery is so possible, and people need to know that, even if they're feeling hopeless, that they'll never get through this. You absolutely will.
And that's another part too with society today. Everything is so quick to happen and move through things that
Mhm.
you almost have to step back and take yourself out of that picture a little bit, right?
Yeah,
I think personally, in order to sort of see who you are again and get your grounding.
exactly. Exactly. Put those blinders on and don't get overstimulated by all the negative stuff that's happening in the world around you. Get those blinders on and focus on your own self care, your own recovery, and that's key.
If folks are going through that, let's talk one more time about that. But I mean, if you're at that point, maybe there's trauma that's coming back to you, and you need to deal with it. Is there? They can just call CMHA, right? There's I think we can probably get it up on the screen. I think there's a 1-800 number nationally. Is there not, that they can get just to
Yes.
find someone to talk to?
Sure. Well, we have since early March, we have started mental health walk-in service, right? So Monday morning and Tuesday afternoon, I believe. I don't have the flyer in front of me. I should have that memorized, but it is up on our website. People can just walk in, and that really helps. We found that there's a really good response to that because you see someone right away, and then we eventually hook you up with a case manager and have more long-term assistance if you need it. So that walk-in service is just wonderful for people maybe just who need to talk to somebody that day.
Is that in Brantford? Is that
Yes, that's
okay?
in Brand. Yep,
So you literally can just walk in and sit down and say, "Hey,
absolutely.
wow,
Yep,
I didn't know that. That's really cool. What's that
yeah,
program called? Is it got a certain name?"
mental health walk-in service.
Mental health walk-ins. Let's
Yeah,
put that right down, Dave. Well,
yeah, and
um,
we're like never say never. We're working to get that program expanded. So stay tuned.
you know what? I'm glad we ended up on that part of it because I didn't know that, and I think there's so many people in the moment,
Hmm.
like you just said there. You're caught in this moment of just not feeling well mentally, and if
Yes,
you need somebody to talk to, that's going to save lives. That's huge.
for sure. And it's a great option because, people would go through intake and they would get an intake appointment, and then perhaps there would be a bit of a wait for actual case management services. So, this is a very good solution for people who need to talk to someone right away, and they can get that immediate assistance.
Is that, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but is that a program they want to roll out all over the country?
I don't know about the country, but I know that we want it to be in our catchment area for sure, which is Brantford and Norfolk. Yeah,
Super. I'm gonna that's gonna be our title, obviously, because
there you go.
I'll get more information off air from you about it. But that is cool.
Yeah,
I think that's so needed, and kudos to you guys
agree.
for doing it.
Agree. We're quite happy that we're able to offer it. Yeah,
All right, folks, so check it out. Lil, I got to thank you for taking the time today, like every month
pleasure.
you do, and inform me. Take care, and I look forward to chatting with you next month.
Okay. Thanks, Dave. Bye bye.